How's it going? I don't know why I disappeared. There we go. It's me, Crunk Chocolate, and I am here with the homie G Certified. Welcome to the first episode of the Certified Crunk Show. You like that name? Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Come on, Certified Crunk. Hey, man, it is a certified show, man, with two certified people, man. So don't worry, people, man. We got
you know the vibes. Yes. So I figured let's have some fun chats with some most dope people. And I knew exactly who I wanted to hit up first. It's been a while since the last time we've chopped it up. So here we are, and we have some real chats to handle and conversate about
business. Right now we've got it's Harvey Specter and Mike settings. It's big, it's suit settings. We've got a lot to unpack. It's been a while, as he said. And listen, I lost my belt. Listen, the Scousers, they grabbed my belt, so I'm beltless now. But it's all good, man. We're gonna get it back, man. We're gonna retain that.
Yeah, and our first step is Wolves, which we will end the show talking about. But first, we got to this third kit. Oh my gosh! So I'm not gonna lie. I actually very much enjoy the kit. But I completely understand why people hate it. But honestly, I think it's super dope. It's innovative. It's fun. It's one of those kits that it really does feel like people are going to hate it now, but in like 10 years, 12 years, it'll be a collector's item and people will be selling it for like $300.
I mean, yeah, I can't lie, man. Crunk, I'm a bit
yeah, man. A lot of people aren't fans of the kit. So I feel that.
That's the best way of putting it, people, man. It looks like an Xbox One kit. It looks like a kit that, I can tell that, it's somebody that loves PCs, gaming. They've came up with this kit. Yeah, this is their kit. I'm looking at the colors. I'm trying to see. They're trying to say, oh yeah, it's to do with the weather. It's like, come on, man, get this off the road. I think this one, I can't lie, Crunk, I'm not sure about you. Obviously, you said you liked it, but I can't lie. Of the past 10 years, I think this one is the worst kit. And do you remember that kit in the treble season? I didn't really like it. The green and the gray one. That kind of was like a little bee. It was like
yep.
And it was kind of yeah, for me, I didn't really like that kit, but I was like, it grew on me. This one, I don't think it will grow on me, man. I think this one is, out of all the kits we've released in the past 10 years, I think this one is, this one's bad.
You nailed it spot on, though, where this does feel like it's one of those kits that are specifically for the kids, the youth, the video game players, because it reminds me a lot of what the Lightning shirt that City had a few years ago, and that Lightning shirt was used for all of their any of their events that had their gamers playing and stuff like that. It was like the theme for the whole year. My friend, when Man City went to Japan, was it Japan? They did the preseason games out there and played Urawa. They had like this event where all of their gamers were there who played for City and stuff, and they said the entire room had that theme. Like it was just like that bright blue, pink, lightning everywhere. Everybody was wearing the kits. So I think that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be for all these video game players, and I think it'll be really popular on FC26. But yeah, I don't know how many people will be rocking it.
That's what I say. If you guys have ever played, I don't know, including the chat, you ever played street football, on the Xbox, and it's like that. It's like Volta. It's giving me Volta football vibes on FC.
Yeah,
it's giving me that kind of vibe. Street ballers. Like this is a kit that like the dribblers, like Doku and Foden, and like those are the kind of ballers I'd be getting on something like this kit. Like one of those kind of like the skillful players. But I wouldn't be getting like a an old school, or I don't know. There's I was looking at the writing, of even the writing, when you're trying to get the kit. I was looking at the way it would look if you got a name at the back or whatever, and I was like, I'm not sure about this. But the training, I don't know if you've seen the training kit. The training,
yes.
That's beautiful though. That one looks like a rainforest kind of thing. I like that. So yeah, that'll be ordered. But this one, I'm not too sure, man.
And they all can be winners. Obviously, the home one, all black, that's gorgeous. I really love that one. I feel like I want to get it with two of them, one without a name and then one with a name, but I just got to figure out what player I'm going to get for that. But like I said, I'm definitely going to get this kit. I won't be paying full price for it. I'll probably be wait around the knockout stages of a Champions League. All the kits always go on sale. So I feel like I'll probably buy it then, or I might even just wait until the end of the season when all of their shirts go on another level of sale. But I'm definitely getting it. I'm for sure getting it. I also live in the Midwest of America, and in the Midwest of America, it's a lot of camo. So this shirt kind of matches that vibe. As a footballer, sure, I guess I don't really see them rocking it on the pitch, but as a fashion accessory, I really do. I can see the fits that I can rock with that.
Yeah, to be fair, that's something I will say. That when you're trying to match it with maybe jeans, different colored jeans or whatever, I don't know. I do think it, even shorts or whatever, I do think it can suit different things. I think that's the one good thing about the kit. But as you were saying on the pitch, I don't know. It's one of those kits that I feel like maybe a moment, or there might be a moment on the pitch that might make that kit bigger. There might be a moment this season where that kit, we remember a certain game, and then people are like, okay, I like that kit because of that game. And then because of that, then I might go and get it because it reminds me of a moment or a player or a goal, so.
And that's exactly what's probably going to have to happen is Doku's going to have to cook somebody and have a crazy goal. Holland's going to have to score a hat trick in it. It's going to have to be something like that in order for people to truly love that shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to have to be especially as you said, the black kit, that kit, Champions League. I think I'm going to get the Champions League badge or I feel like that one, it's different. I mean, when we're talking about the best kits this season that I've seen, I think that black away kit is right up there, man. It's right up there. Of course, I'm saying that as a City fan, but yeah, that one has to be right up there.
Yeah, it's so clean. It's gorgeous. I love a collar on a kit. Obviously, I'm rocking mine. So it completely fits anything and everything that I love when it comes to kits. So yeah, that black one's gorgeous. Okay. Then obviously, chat. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts. Anything that comes to your mind. Don't forget to subscribe, all those cool things. Okay. Well, shoot. I guess anything. Actually, before we go, how do you feel about the Puma extension? Were you hoping that they move to Adidas or anything like that?
You know what it was, man, Crunk, man. I don't know, man. I feel like I've never seen us with Adidas kids, so it would have been interesting to see how that works. But for me, the money that Puma were offering, I just feel was too good. It was too good to say no to. I don't think any of the other sponsors were gonna give us that money, and I do think a large part of that is because we are Puma's. I think we are the main out of all the football teams. We are Puma's main franchise. So I like that because I think that Adidas were competing with United, we're competing with Liverpool, Nike, you're competing with I think Barcelona. So I feel like this Puma. When you think about Puma, when you think about the kids right now, you're not thinking about AC Milan, you're not thinking about Dortmund. Of course, if you're a fan, you're thinking about AC Milan, Dortmund, but you're thinking about Manchester City, and I think it's something that we can build our brand on. So I like it. I think it's good.
Yeah, I'm with you with the exclusivity, with Puma also taking over the Premier League ball. They make the Premier League ball now too. So it really does. It feels like a flex that the team that it now makes the ball for the league, they only represent Manchester City in the Premier League. And yeah, I think that's very dope. And they obviously go above and beyond to connect with City. They do great things. They were doing all kinds of stuff at the last US tour, especially in New York, because there's like a Puma store. They had this huge event and stuff like it. Yeah, no, they're definitely showing up and showing out. They're showing a lot of love for the club, and I think that's great. I appreciate it a lot.
I think it's good. Like literally having that exclusivity. I mean, as for me, if I was City, if I was in that boardroom, I'd want it. I know they might not do this, but I would love it to be like a deal where maybe we only remain the only sponsor in the Premier League, and we have that exclusively to us. I think that would be obviously nice, but and a lot of our players actually, I think, are signed with Puma. I know before Haaland moved to Nike, I think Haaland's on Nike now, but he used to be on Puma. I remember David Silva was on Puma. There was quite a few different City players that used to be on Puma. I think Zabaleta was on Puma.
Even Grealish was on Puma.
Grealish on Puma. So
yeah,
we've always had ties to Puma. So yeah, I like it. And financially, I feel like they've backed us. They believe they wouldn't give us this if they thought that we we're going to be guilty of the charges. And I know that obviously this is a little bit off topic, but yeah, like
it's always a good topic.
You know what I mean? It's always a good topic. It seems like a good topic because every time Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville, they're always talking about it. So it seems like, you know what I mean? It's great. So no, I honestly think that for me personally, I think that you don't, as a multi-millionaire business or whatever, you don't commit to a club that you think is going to get done with 115 charges and for some of the most serious crimes. So I think that was a good hint to me as well about the case, and that the confidence around the club and the confidence between other people as well. That's why I'm confident of getting, and we'll get to those, a few players. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I when I had Jack Gone on, naturally I had to ask him about it. And naturally he can't really give me any information, but you're just like, yeah, you know. Obviously these are good signs when they do continue with the club. So yeah. All right, well let's move on to our next topic. If it wants to pop up.
I think is it about Edison Donnarumma?
Yes.
Yeah, it's popped up for me. I'm not sure. It's popped up.
Oh yeah, it's just tripping. Okay. Either way, it's good. It's visual. This whole Ederson situation, it hurts my heart because a year ago, 2 years ago, actually, yeah, it was like two and a half seasons ago, I was like, Ederson's about to go on a generational run. He's about to elevate his shot blocking. He already distributes. He's going to take over the Brazil spot. And now we see where he is, what's going on, what's happening. It's painful. It hurts my heart to see that he's possibly leaving for Galatasaray, and it doesn't even seem like it's going to be for much. So that's kind of the thing that's like really messing me up.
No, definitely. That's what I was saying as well. With for me, Edison.
What's up?
Where can you hear me?
Yeah.
Still? All right. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm saying sorry, guys, man, because it just paused, man. It paused for a second. Now, Edison, for me, I was saying this with the 10 years contract. I was like, for me, 10 years. I mean, not 10 years contract, for staying. It's coming to 10 years. That's his contract since he signed 2017. It's coming to 2027. He's not getting any younger. You know, he's not getting. Let's be honest. And for me, I agree with you, Crunk, where it is going to be very sad because I do think he's the most slated player. When it comes to what they've actually done, when I think about it, it's like we need to think about, like, Edison used to be on Twitter, then he came off Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
He used to have comments on, then he turned off his comments. His wife turned off her comments. The children, like, people are starting to attack his children, his wife, his wild. It's wild. I think people need to have more respect. This guy, for me, is the best. For me, he's the best goalkeeper in our history. Of course, it's subjective. You know, a lot of people will say Joe Hart. A lot of people will talk about shot stopping. But I think Edison, we've got to give him his flowers for what he's done. But I do think that when a market opportunity comes the way it has done right now, for, in my opinion, last season, the best goalkeeper at least in the knockout stages, that knockout stages run, he went another level. And I know he started slow. Donnarumma started last season very slow. Even me, I was questioning him in the league, and I was seeing some of his mistakes and the Champions League mistakes as well. But the knockout stages, he is a guy that wins you trophies by himself. In those knockout stages, he's a guy that can win you those games. So I feel like now it is time to move on. And Donnarumma is 26, like 26, man. Like he's been playing 16 football since 16. Like it's for me, he can even add a bit of leadership to the back line, especially if some of our fans want to play Kusanov, they want to play Nunes as a right back. You know, I don't think Kusanov will start, by the way. I don't think that'll happen, but loads of fans are pushing for that to happen. But they all, you know what I'm saying? I've been seeing a lot of Kusanov.
They love Kusanov. They really do.
They love Kusanov. But I think having a player like Donnarumma would make me feel a little bit more comfortable, because I feel like he's a better communicator than Ederson.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Ederson. It's just a shame that I mean, that's football. One moment you're the man, and then you're gone. So just like shout out to him. It is unfortunate how awful the fan base has been to him over the last few years. Really, it's just how they're starting to become. It's very like Barca vibes, and it's kind of upsetting me. It's half the reason why I don't. I have people that I follow, but I try not to scroll or do the For You tabs. I feel like I block like 3 accounts every single time I go on the app. But I do love the idea of Donnarumma. He's massive. Like you said, he's calm, collective. He does have silly moments where he can potentially ruin everything. But that's also goalkeepers. Like if you mess up, a goal happens. So like you kind of have to sit with that. But he's a beast. He's won before in many different ways. Especially he was key to PSG winning the Champions League. I guess what I will ask is, how worried are you? Because he's not great at distribution, and saying not great is being nice. And despite him being a giant human being, he jumps maybe 3 inches off the floor. So like he's in the Premier League where there's lots of crosses, set pieces are so important. Those seem like he could be food for these situations. So do you believe that he can evolve his game at 26, or are you just the shot blocking makes up for maybe what the other weaknesses could be?
I think it's a bit of both. I think it's one of those where we've got Trafford that can do with the sweeping stuff and playing out the back, and if this didn't work out, which is mad to say because obviously it's Donnarumma, but I just think that with Donnarumma, I think we're going to change the way that we play. I think we're not going to be as reliant with a goalkeeper. We're not going to be playing out as much. I think we're going to mix it up a bit. I think sometimes we're going to do long balls. Sometimes we're going to do like play out from the back. I think we're going to change the way that we play and build up, which I think we have to, because there is no more Ederson. He's changed the game. At least in England, I can say that for sure. There's not been another Premier League goalkeeper that played like him. You know, the only other goalkeeper I can think of that was good, even on the same level of a sweeper, was Neuer. But Neuer is a freak, you know. Yeah. So for me, Ederson, he changed the game. Even kids, like grassroots football, a lot of kids, a lot of under 18s, a lot of kids now that are goalkeepers are learning how to play from the back, and it's such an important thing for a goalkeeper now. But I do see Donnarumma changing the way that we play. I feel like there will be that long ball to Erling Haaland. There will be a few long balls, maybe to, I don't know, let's say Ryan Aït-Nouri and Nunes are bombing forward. There might be a few long balls to them. We're gonna have to change the way that we play, but I feel like that's what we need. I feel like we were too predictable last season, and I feel like sometimes we need to switch it up. Like how many times, Crunk, have we watched goals where Ederson's just played that long ball at Haaland and scored from it, or we play a little long ball that maybe we wouldn't normally play and it went in, and we're all like, oh my days, what a goal! Long ball. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need that, especially without KDB as well. So I feel like that for me is more of the worry. I feel like Edison and playing out the back, I feel we can switch that, we can adapt. My worry is how are we going to create without KDB consistently. But yeah, that would be my main thing.
I agree that. So what worries me with the whole shot stopping and bringing Donnarumma in is, does that mean the club is going even more into the possession ideal, or are they just going to be like, hey, take those chances, make those passes, play fun, fast football, that Sane Sterling vibe, even though that was just like an amazing 3 years. But yeah, where he steps that word, sure, we'll get countered, but it's a lot easier to get countered and have this giant, massive human being who can stop anything. And not only can he stop the shots, he gets a good press. Because Tottenham versus PSG yesterday, the goals that he let in, especially, Chevalier, especially the one where he kind of just like hit the ball over and it was kicked right in. It really, like, Donnarumma would have launched that ball away. Like, that there wouldn't have been another opportunity for them to score. Do they look? I mean, and also, like, he's only been there for a week, so there's only so much you can judge. But there have been a few goals over the last season or two where, Ederson wasn't able to get the ball away enough. He just did like a soft little parry and it was tapped in. Or where Donnarumma, when he stops those balls, they get stopped. So I am looking forward to that. Yeah.
Like Donnarumma, like literally even the Euros, like I was just thinking there, like when you were mentioning that about like, the save. I remember the Euros 2020, like that guy, that Italian team, everybody was actually talking about them to be one of the contenders for the World Cup, but they never qualified.
Yeah, it's always unfortunate that they struggle.
They beat Spain. They beat Spain, who ended up winning the Euros, obviously, with Rodri 2024. But yeah, like literally, that Italian team was meant to be doing what Argentina went on to do, and a large part of that defense, a large part of that was done with Donnarumma. Now I understand why people are worried, because Donnarumma hasn't reached maybe the potential that we thought that he would reach. But for a goalkeeper, 26, he is still young. Even for an outfield player, 26 is meant to be the start of primes. So I think that now, I think we've got a keeper for at least maybe another 8 years. Another maybe at least 8 years. And that's the same amount as Edison.
Well, does that worry about James Trafford then? But I mean, I get he's 22, so he could easily sit behind Donnarumma for years, but that would be tough. Like, Ortega wanted out, but also Ortega's older, so I guess I'm talking myself in a circle. Here are Ederson and Donnarumma's comparison. They basically do the opposites of what each other do. You see Donnarumma does tons of short passes percentage, but even his save percentage is not much better than Ederson's. And that is, I guess, what worries me the most, because he's supposed to be a shot stopper, but statistically he does not stop as many of a higher enough percentage where it's like statistically you'd be like, boom, see, he's so much of a shot stopper, but in our brains, everybody's brains, we're like, yeah, of course he's a shot stopper.
I think with that one, it's just more to do with the moments. I feel like that's the thing with Edison. There's been some games or some moments where we've had big games and he should have saved. He should have done better in certain big games. And that's the only thing that I can say about Edison. The treble season, if he could have been that Edison for the whole 8 years, we're looking at probably, in my opinion, the greatest ever goalkeeper in Premier League history. But he didn't do that enough. And that was the problem. He didn't do that enough maybe in certain games. I feel like a large reason why maybe we got knocked out of the Champions League, some games, was due to sometimes making some erratic decisions. And I do think he was a part of that sometimes when we did get knocked out. So even the final, when Kai Havertz went round him, again, yes, Zinchenko, I said it was Zinchenko's fault. He was out of position. But could have a better keeper maybe stood him up and tried to, just like, could he have tried to maybe stand up and
at least slow him down enough to help a defender get back in time to kind of clear the ball.
Yeah, maybe like the way that Ortega kind of did it with Son, like kind of track him back, and then keeping himself big and standing. Could have he maybe adapted there? So that's the only thing. But obviously, we can't take anything away from Edison. Edison he's our best ever goalkeeper. And,
yes.
And that Inter Milan game, I think that was the game that I was like, yeah, he's now better than Joe Hart for me. That I was like, yeah, that was big because Joe Hart was one of those guys that, I feel like is going to be more of a Donnarumma, which is why I can understand why you're worried, because Pep literally got rid of Joe Hart.
The second he saw him, he was like, bro, you got to go. I'm sorry.
Literally the second he was like, nah, you're trash, get out here. Yeah, and then he made my guy go to Torino, learning Italian with Micah Richards, that's crazy.
Bro said, I would much rather take my chances with Claudio Bravo. Oh my gosh.
So that's when you got a problem. So that's when you got a problem. So yeah, so for me, that's why I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, I can understand why fans are worried and why there is that fear, but I'm just hoping that Pep Linders and Kolo Toure and other people that we've brought in can help change the way that we play, because we were just way too predictable last season. We were way too predictable.
That's facts. All right, well, we can keep it moving to Savio. Savio heading to Tottenham, possibly. There was a report that just went out today, not even today, like just a bit ago, that Man City have turned down £70 million. Actually, I think it might have been euro, but either way, they turned down a €70 million request, and that's what when I saw 50 originally offered, the number being around Savio, that's not enough. Like we just got him a year ago. Yes, okay, so it's all over the place. So if we can get to a certain number, I'll just start there. If we get to a certain number price, I'm okay with seeing him go. I'm a huge fan of him. He has huge potential. He's 21. He's still a baby, basically, in football. So the heights are there, like the potential. But if you want to leave City for Tottenham, I don't know. That kind of says something about you.
I don't know, man. I think with Savinho, it's one of those where I agree he's 21, but again, Crunk, man, market opportunity, man. And for me, come on, man.
Yeah, man, 70 mil plus incentives, that's big money. It's big money.
It's big money, and I think that, let's say we're in the boardroom, yeah, we bought Savinho for 25 million, and we could potentially now make triple that money. In just over a year, I think we would probably make, I'm not sure about you, Crunk, but I would definitely be like, okay, like that does interest me, but who is good enough to be the replacement? And then when you're telling me that Real Madrid are open to selling Rodrigo, who in my opinion, and when I was speaking to other Real Madrid fans, yeah, like they were like, oh, that Rodrigo actually links up better with Mbappe, which I agree off the left wing. I don't think that Vinicius and Mbappe work well. I think that Vinicius works with a better.
Yeah, they both want to be star players. Yeah,
they both want to be star players, and they both operate in the same area. So that's why I'm like, okay, if you can then sell me a Rodrigo, who in my opinion can suit with any kind of striker. You want to play Marmoush up front? Rodrigo can handle that. You want to play Haaland up front? Rodrigo can handle that. He's a guy that can handle playing with the different players. Savinho, I don't know if he can fully play with a Marmoush. I feel like Savinho needs a Haaland. He needs a striker. He needs somebody there. Like, that's a focal point. That's the man. And to be fair, he is 21, so he is still growing. But for me, Rodrigo, left, right, he can go left-footed, right-footed, heartbreak after heartbreak. I've seen this guy have heartbreak. Like, the amount of times I've been heartbroken because of Rodrigo.
Yes.
So, You know what I'm saying? Like, literally just that there. So I think for me, it's one of those where it's like, if the bid comes through, I don't want to sell Savinho.
Mhm.
If we can't, if let's say I'll see. What's his name? German Sky Sports Black. I think it's Flettenberg or something. And he was like, "Oh yeah, we're linked to this other under 22 player." I was like, "Nah, if we're gonna just be linked to the other star boys or other prospects, then keep Savinho." But the fact that it's Rodrigo, bro, it's Rodrigo. Yeah.
And that is what I completely agree. If we're going to give up someone with promise, we need to bring in someone who is a sure shot. And like we'll get to McAtee after we talk Rodrigo, but I just hate the idea of sending a player to a rival that could potentially make us like could knock us out of a positive position. Like historically, we haven't done the best against Tottenham, and this to then send some like obviously he wants to leave. It's not like they just shipped him out of there for no reason. So I would like to believe he's not going to be like vindictive. He's not going to want to like ruin Manchester City. Naturally, you want to prove something to the team, but I don't think it's going to be one of those things where he absolutely hates the club and he wants to make them miserable. But yeah, we can keep it moving to Rodrigo because I love this idea. He is a baller. It again, like I don't want to count pockets, but the idea of paying 100 million, he's worth it. But the team, they obviously don't want him. They have too many other players who will take the spot, and he's not happy. We're having to pay 100 million for a player that Real Madrid really have no spot for. And that's where it's like, can we get it marked down a little bit? Get them to understand like we're just stuck. But obviously we are stuck, especially if City sells Savinho, then we have to pay whatever for Rodrigo. But also if City end up getting 70, 80 plus and whatever, then yeah, obviously buy Rodrigo. It's nothing. That's like work.
Nah, man, Rodrigo's he's certified approved, man. He's certified approved.
Hey.
You see what I did, man? I think for me, he's certified and Crunk approved, man. You know what I'm saying? I think for me, 100 million is for Rodrigo is I think that's fair. I think that when you're talking about Rodrigo and you're saying who's the best left winger in the world, who's the best right winger, Rodrigo is top 3 in both left wing and right wing. You can say Vinicius is better. You can say Kvaratskhelia is better. You can say Mo Salah is better. Okay, but these guys are world class. These guys are the elite of the elite. They're the creme de la creme. And Rodrigo is in that creme de la creme list. You know what I'm saying? You can bring Bukayo Saka, even though I disagree. You can bring Lamine Yamal. I agree. Lamine Yamal is Lamine Yamal. But Rodrigo is for me 24. At 24, like I was actually surprised. I was speaking to Hamza about this. He said he was 24 years old. I actually thought he was a little bit older. I thought he was like maybe like 26 now because
I did too.
I thought Rodrigo's been around for a while. It's 24, and for me, again, we're talking about a winger that can, and hopefully, we've replaced. Of course, we've always scored goals, but we've never really replaced Sterling's goals. We've never really replaced what he done for us, and I feel like he's another underappreciated guy. But obviously, I won't go on that tangent. But
I'm with you though. I'm with you.
Yeah, I do think Sterling is underappreciated, and I think that is the kind of player that we are actually.
I like that though. Yeah, Sterling-esque, which makes all the sense. And to have Doku on one side, Rodrigo on the other side, like you said, he can do left, he can go on the right, he can fit in. And we know Pep loves his utility guys where he can put them in multiple positions and gives the team different looks. I do feel like last year, due to injuries and things like that, Pep was kind of forced to pay these players who only can play in this one position and can only do this one thing and only like this one style, where at the heights of our team, like the treble team, we basically had like an A and B squad, and you could basically tell by who you were going to play what side he was going to put out. I'm hoping that City can kind of get similar to that look again. And Rodrigo, he's a team player, whereas Savio, there were definitely moments in a match where he was like, I got this, and he's just taking wild shots, and they're being deflected, and it was, and they were always like outside the box. He was never really trying to pry and get deeper in the box or make a 1-2 pass type of thing. Like he very much, maybe it was just he wanted to prove that he should be on a team like Manchester City. You never know, but it would be better to know that we have someone with a little more efficient play on the squad.
He wasn't given the true, in my opinion, he should have got his chance at left wing, because every time he played left wing, he had 3 games at left wing, and all of those games I went away thinking, wow, he played well there. But every time he was getting pushed to the right. Now we're talking about Doku. He's another player that I'm very.
See, I love Doku. That's my guy.
Yeah, he's our guy, man. It's like Jeremy Doku. Like I love how he's doing things like he's doing now. With obviously he's doing his YouTube thing, and he's doing, and he seems like such a humble guy. But fans are starting to turn on him.
Yes, they are.
But and it will get to that point of where it'll turn into a Grealish situation. Not Grealish, he was sometimes acting unprofessional. With Doku, it's not that. But I think we'll get to a point with Doku where it'll come to a point where we're just like, yeah, man, we can see you're a great dribbler. You're one of the best. There's nobody really on left wing that's completed more one-on-ones than you. When it comes to dribbling, you're that guy.
Mm-hmm.
We need goals. We need assists. We need output. And I feel like this is a very, very important season for Doku. Or we could literally be having the same conversation that we're having with Savinho with Doku, and then maybe a Tottenham, or maybe another bigger club. I would probably say, Doku, maybe even an Arsenal. I think an Arsenal would crack for Doku, I
could see that. I could definitely see that, especially on the left. That is what they do need to get replaced. And here is Savio and Rodrigo, their numbers compared. And Savio didn't play. He played almost as much, like just a little under 100 minutes less than Rodrigo. And that's pretty impressive. And if you look at his crosses completed, it's significantly higher, but also, there's nobody really up top for Real Madrid at the moment. They're playing a lot of like false 9 work and things like that. So, and also I feel like these numbers are a little fixed because of the fact of how City play, where Real Madrid, they take the chances. They kind of run up and down, and because they know, hey, if we lose the ball, once we get the ball, we stand another chance to score every single time. So I think that's where, the pass percentage, the cross completions, those are a little bit lower. But what I do love is the progressive carries, not much less than Savio. That's fantastic. The dribbles completion, like you said, we all know Doku, Savinho is very good. He's very similar to Doku. Like Doku's much more successful when it comes to taking on players, but Savio can murder some people himself. I would be interested to see that, but some of these other numbers, what were you about to say?
No, I was going to say, I think that's a great point that you made, by the way, when you were talking about Real Madrid. I feel like that is the difference. Like we play a little bit more front. Last season we were just crossing balls just to cross. We were just crossing the road just to cross the road. Like we weren't actually going anywhere. We weren't trying to cross the road to actually get anywhere. We were just crossing the road just to cross the road. I feel like this season with Rodrigo, I feel like with a striker, with a number 9 as well, I think playing with Haaland, I think that will make a huge difference, because for me, as much as people are going to be like, yeah, Isak's this, or people are going to say that Kane is this, for me, the best number 9 is Erling Haaland, and it has been Erling Haaland. He does his job season in, season out, scores goals, and he just like we talk about Kevin De Bruyne making our attackers better, Erling Haaland is a guy that can make wingers better because he can actually get on the end of things. He can actually make a lot of people's lives easier because they know they can just whip it in and Haaland's going to be there. They can pass him through and Haaland's going to be there. And yes, he can miss chances, but for me, I think Rodrigo, those stats, it doesn't worry me too much about the crossing and stuff like that. I think, as you said, the progressive carries, the dribbling, that's what we need. But mainly, it's the output. And when you compare the output, I think
yes, it's significant. That's what this MBG stat is basically. And if you see, it's 9 for Savio, but it's 73.5. And yeah, Rodrigo, what was it? It was like 26 goals and 10 assists last year. Hold on. In 30 matches, he had, this is just for La Liga, 6 goals and 5 assists. Well, that's not great.
For him standard there, that's not really that good. But we know what he can do, especially in the bigger games. And some of the goals he scores as well. I just think, as we were talking before, like there's just certain players that if you can get them, it's better off to try and get them. And I know that obviously things happen for a reason. Like we didn't get Kane, we ended up getting Haaland. But I feel like there was a season we got Grealish, and then Messi became available. And I think that if Messi became available earlier, I don't think we go for Grealish. I don't think that we actually do get Grealish in the end. I do think we actually go for Messi, but
I love the Messi. Real quick, did you see how, again, I don't know how true it was, but basically Pep kind of talked Messi away from signing with us, basically being like, oh, you're going to have to do so much running. You have to do so much work. Like, I would love to know how much of that conversation was real. Like, because obviously he loves Messi, but he also had to make him aware of the grind. So all in all, in 48 appearances, Savio had 3 goals and 11 assists last year. And Rodrigo, in 54 appearances, he had 14 goals and 10 assists. So that is a pretty substantial, assists are the same, but being able to have someone who can bag in 10 more goals a season, that is the difference between getting knocked out when we did in the quarterfinals. That's the difference between beating Crystal Palace in the final of the FA Cup. That's what those differences are, is just 10 extra goals. Because so many of our games last year, they were 1-goal losses. They were draws that we gave away bad goals at the end of the season. So having someone like Donnarumma who could potentially make a stop that will get City an extra goal. Same thing with Rodrigo. He's someone who can add more goal contributions, which will eventually help. So I do see both of those guys and how they could definitely help the squad out.
And just literally, especially, I think the main thing is that I feel like us as fans, we have a lot to be excited for. And last season I was exhausted. I can't lie. That Fulham, last season, I was gone. I was like, yeah, thank God for the end of the season. I love the team. Yeah, it came at a good time. But I'm ready to go, man. And I think, you always get to the point of when the season's about to start and you get that excitement. And I feel like it's getting to the point now where it's just like, I feel like we are going to be good either way. We're going to be good either way. This is going to be a good season for us.
Yeah,
I do see us getting Donnarumma and Rodrigo. I'm not going to lie. I do see us more getting Donnarumma probably first than Rodrigo. But obviously it all depends on if Tottenham pay the money quick. But obviously Donnarumma... So literally, yeah, I feel like for us, Donnarumma, Rodrigo, they'll come in hopefully, but we don't even need to worry. Just enjoy it. All I can say is tomorrow we're back, Premier League's back. Saturday we'll be back, City will be back. So that's the main thing.
Yes. I'm so excited for all of that. Being able to bring in Donnarumma and Rodrigo, especially on top of Shirky and Veinders, Nori, that's a really solid, really solid summer transfer window. And we City had all those draws and losses last year and still ended up third. Still, we're just like right there. So yeah, no, we will be there for sure. All right, McAtee. Seems like he's going to Nottingham Forest. He has 1 year left on his contract. So the fact that it's like 20, 23 plus incentives, that does make sense. So many people I know are saddened by him leaving because they see so much promise in him, but also he's like, what is he, like 24, 25 now? Like he's it's not that he is who he is, but there's only so much more that his game can grow. Like he can become smarter and be more efficient, make better decisions that will come through playing time. But it is what it is. Do you think that he is a star, and by sending him to Forest, it could be similar to City sending Cole Palmer to Chelsea?
I think with McAtee, I can't lie, man. I'm one of those guys that was like, it is time for him to go. I think it's like it's hard because obviously you're attached to these players, especially that come through the academy, and you do get an attachment to them. But it was time to go, and I feel like with Palmer showed me more. You know, he scored in the Super Cup final, he scored in the Community Shield, he scored a screamer against Arsenal, and we still decided to sell him. And that's why I was unhappy, because he was scoring in finals. That summer he scored for England in the under 21s to win us the Euros, under 21 Euros. So for me, Palmer was stepping up. Even when he got his first chances, first team opportunities, even if he wasn't scoring, he was always a problem. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't as direct or as fast as Oscar Bob, but he was kind of like, he would get into areas. Yeah. You know, he would get into central areas. And now look at Palmer. Now Cole Palmer is Cole Palmer. So I just feel like McAtee, I feel like he didn't do enough of the chances that was given to him. It's kind of similar to Delap.
Yeah,
I know Delap's at Chelsea now, but literally he's been replaced already by João Pedro. I feel like with McAtee, he needs to go and earn your badges, earn your stripes. You know, go out and play minutes, because that's the most important thing for a footballer. Go play minutes and then see what happens down the line, because maybe you never know. Maybe we will be interested again in the future, or maybe there'll be another team, bigger team, that will be interested, at Tottenham maybe, or an Arsenal or Liverpool. They might be interested, but for now, I think that it was the right decision. And as you said, 30 mil for does he have like, what was it, 1 year left?
Yeah, 1 year left. Yeah, so he would leave on free if he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I think 1 year left.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, yeah, he's a very sweet guy. Honestly, it reminds me of like Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle left us for Wolves, but now he's on loan at Wolves. Like they sent him to Birmingham City, I believe. So like players can be quality, they can be great, they can be fan favorites, but you know, there's something is missing with him. I agree with you. He would come on, and obviously, other than that hat trick that he scored, which that bolstered his numbers, but he only had 7 goals last season, and 3 of them were all in one game. So through the other 23 other appearances, he only had 4 goals. And you could say he was put on the right, and that might have hampered him, but he doesn't have the quality to replace the people in the midfield. And that's also why Pep put him on the right, because he's like, now you have space, you can create, you can contribute, you can hustle. Like I just need to see energy and expectation and grit, determination. And I really wasn't seeing much of that when he was on the pitch. And it bummed me out, because again, I'm always hearing so many people saying all these positive things from him. When last season, the US preseason that they did, I went to 2 of the games. The first 2, Carolina and New York. And I was at those closed practices or open practices. I was able to watch and see McAtee, even seeing him in the preseason games. I understand it was preseason, but I was telling everybody, I was like, no, McAtee, he doesn't have it, because I was able to see Nico O'Reilly. Nico O'Reilly popped out. Like, there were these other players who were sticking out to me, and McAtee, who he was supposed to be the next one up, he wasn't shining for me. And I remember sitting in the airport, I was doing a live stream, and that's what I was telling people. I was like, hey, some of the people who disappointed me, McAtee was one of them. And everybody was like, Crunk, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying this to be like, told you so, because that's a very loser I told you so. But it's just not shocking or surprising. But obviously, hope the best for him. I want him to find success as long as they lose to us. Find all the success, bag all the goals, just do absolutely nothing every single time you play Man City.
You can score 50 goals for that kid, just not against City.
None against City.
This is what I mean, because for me, where does he start? That's what I was going to ask you. Like, where would he get game time? Did he get Bob? We've got Bob. We've got Foden. We've got Cherky. We've got Doku. We've got Haaland, Marmoush. With potentially Rodrigo. Or if not Rodrigo, we've got Savinho. There's no space. There's no space. And even Echeverri. For me...
Oh, man, Echeverri. Oh, that poor guy. It's tough.
I really believe that. I think he's going to break into the team. And unlike Alvarez was very kind of unlucky, I think, in the sense of that he was kind of he came at a time and we had Haaland already. We had already a number 9. The 10, for me, it's not grabbed. There is space for a number 10. You know, even though we bought Cherky can play on right wing, can play left wing, but he's still got to prove himself. Foden, okay, he can play the 10. But there's still question marks over Foden. This is a big season for Foden. You know what I'm saying? It's a big season. And I know we love Foden. I know everybody loves Foden. You know, he's one of our own. He's came with big.
We need Foden playing big this season.
Yeah, he just can't. Yeah, he can't. He can't have a season like he did last season and retain the 10. It will be hard.
Yeah. Oof, that's stressing me out. Okay, well, let's get to Man City at Wolverhampton this weekend. The season starts off. Shout out to Whole Lot of Wolves podcast. I had them on last night for a match preview that's on our Patreon. We'll be releasing the first 15 minutes at midnight. So Friday morning in England, it will be dropping. He thinks City are going to win. He was like, best case scenario, we win 1-0. But honestly, I think it's going to be 3-1, like City.
Yeah, I can't lie, man. With this, I said it to me. I've been saying it all season. And funnily enough, we've been getting a lot of hate. Or like, not a lot of hate. Okay, not hate, because we've always got hate. But nobody rates us. Nobody actually thinks that it's taking us serious. Everybody thinks that. Everybody keeps mentioning about the defense. And I'm like, okay, but a lot of these teams, apart from maybe Liverpool and Arsenal, would take at least 3 of our defenders in their starting 11. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even including the goalkeeper. So for me, I was like, where's this coming from? You know what I'm saying? Diaz has one bad season. He's now bad. Gavardo has a bad season. He's now bad. Stones, okay, fair injury prone, but when he's fit, apparently he's now bad. Ake, apparently he's now bad. So I'm like, we've bought Kusanov. Now people are going to probably tell me that he's now bad. So I don't know what people want from us, to be honest. Nori moved to us. Now apparently he's not good anymore because he moved to City. So all I'm going to...
Yeah, man. City are the underdogs.
Yeah, what does Hamza say? We're baby Simba. You know, we're baby Simba. But for me, I'm saying that, those that watch WWE will know what I'm talking about. I feel like we're the head of the table. You know, I feel like this is our season. This is our comeback season. You know, like Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be back. You know what I'm saying? So our number ones. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just feel like we are that team. We are that team in the sense of that. I do think that we're the team that has something to prove. I think that we've got the most to prove, and that we are hungry to prove that we're still Man City, you know. And I think that for me, I'm very excited. I think that Wolves, no disrespect to Wolves, but
Oh yeah, no, it's light work. Wolves are screwed. Yeah. They should struggle. They will struggle. I'm not worried about them. I know Foden was a possible scratch for this weekend. Like, I know he's injured and he could potentially start. I assume the Pep interview is going to be tomorrow. But I mean, I see pictures of Foden at training, so that's a good sign, I would assume.
Yeah, to be fair, Foden, I'm not sure if we're gonna do like maybe a starting 11 thing or something like that, because I don't think Foden will start. You know.
Okay. I have it. I have one pulled up, so we can totally do that.
Because I was literally thinking, just like, I didn't want to give any clues away, so I was like, okay, should I keep it? But
yeah, I mean, okay, so let's start here with the keeper. Like, do you think Trafford starts?
Yeah, I think Trafford starts. I mean,
whoa.
I think Trafford starts. You know what it is? I think that you either do Edison. I know everyone's gonna be like, okay, you give him the send off, but if he gets injured in that game, then that's it. Galatasaray, they're not gonna want to sign them. So maybe the Galatasaray are telling us that we don't want you to play Edison because we want to try and sign him by this date. So I think it will be Trafford. And to be honest, I think we need to see Trafford playing in this team. You know, I do think it's very important, because I think Trafford, the thing is, when he came with Burnley, that Burnley defense was a shambles. Like but he got unfairly mashed into that. Like, it wasn't really down to him why they conceded like 85 goals. Like, that whole defense was a shambles. Kompany, I love Kompany, and I think his style of football suits Bayern Munich, but it doesn't suit Burnley, and that was the problem. So I feel like Trafford, it would be good to see Trafford actually being a team where, I think Trafford to start. I think it will be good to see him start. Yeah,
and City need to find out what they have with him, so that 100% makes sense. Yeah, for sure. Left back,
Brian Flight Nori, man. You know what I'm saying? I've got his new nickname, man. Flight Nori. You know, man.
I like that. Flying Ryan. Let's go.
Flying Ryan, because he's gonna be flying down that wing back area, man. I'm telling you. Right now, Nori, I'm saying this is a hot take now, but I'm saying this guy's going to be signing on the season, man. I'm saying right now, man, he's going to be signing up this season, you know.
Okay, let's go. I'm here for it, though, because he has all of the potential. And that's the only reason why I wish we could have gotten a true right back. I mean, it would have been all over for Nunes, but it just would have been really nice to have a traditional team with players who play the position that they are in. And speaking of right back, Nunes.
But I think Nunes would still get games, but obviously would not get as many games. But it would be Rico Lewis that I would be like, yo, it's not looking good for you, bro.
No, not at all. It's over for Rico. I love the man, but I think it's over for him.
That's so sick. Like, there was he bid it from yesterday. Was it Forest again? 25 mil or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, if we get 50 mil for Rico, I think he's gone as well. But I don't know if anyone would pay 50 mil. But I think if we can get 50 million, I think he's gone.
I think 35, 40. I could see that. Yeah. But the thing is, he's played more games, so we should be able to get a Cole Palmer price for him.
Yeah, that's true. Like 50 mil. That's why I was thinking, because he has played more games.
He's played a lot, yeah. And he scored goals. He's played well, so yeah. There is no proof of concept with him, because he is a proven player.
I feel like he's gonna turn into a midfielder. I don't think he's gonna if he's gonna stay in the Premier League. I don't see him as a right back, because he gets bullied. He gets bullied like because of the physicality, and it's something where he needs to go in midfield.
Yeah. It hurts to see. It really does hurt to see. So we did agree Nunes as right back.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And
then left back, left center back.
It's got to be the Croatian warrior, man. You know what I'm saying? Josko Gavadio.
Yeah, he makes a huge difference. And it's really funny because while he was playing left back, I was always like, no, he's great. He's a perfect left back because he has the size, he has the speed, he has the quality. Like he's a cheat code as a left back. But then we see him as the left center back, and I'm like, oh, he needs to be there always and forever. Never move him anywhere else.
Oh, honestly, I think that's where he needs to be. You know, I feel like the thing is with Gavadio, as much as he was definitely on player of the season last year, that wasn't sustainable. And with the best we needed last season, the centre backs pairings, they were a mess. You know what I'm saying? Well, Gavadio was playing like over like 60, 50 games, and we were playing half fit Kanji some games, and we had to buy Kusanov and we had to buy Reese. So I feel like now bringing back Gavadio to centre back, now you can play Ake maybe as the backup left back, and you can play Gavadio as, you know, the main centre back. And I think that Gavadio, he's probably going to be a future captain for the club. I do think that. I think he'll soon be one of the captains because I think he's somebody that we can build our entire defense around. I do like Gavadio. So, yeah.
I had the thought, and it literally went in my ear and out the other one. Oh my goodness! Wow. Ake. That's what it was. It's Ake as honestly Ake as a left back. I know that's where he has been playing for so long, but I feel like that's where he gets injured, is having to like sprint back and try to help stop the counter, because those legs, you can even see him, like he's not able to get like full extension. It's like a very like choppy short run, and if you have to, and that's how I'm gonna feel about Ake. That's how I'm gonna have to feel about Stones. I'm gonna have to see them sprinting back a couple of times before I'm like, okay, cool, they're good, they're healthy, we can trust them. But yeah, that's more just like a personal thing. Diaz, right? Ruben, big Ruben.
I think it's gonna have to be Ruben, man. I mean, the centre back one's a little bit tricky. I think if it's what I want to happen, I do want Ruben Diaz to start. I do want that to start, and I do see that. But I don't know, Kusanov. I don't know. I think that guy is somebody that we've got to keep an eye on, because I do think he's another guy that potentially could break in. And I was having an argument with somebody. I was like, nah, I don't see Kusanov breaking into the team. But then I watched him against Palmiro. I didn't think that he would be able to start centre back this season. I thought it might take him a few seasons. But Kusanov, I do like what I'm seeing from Kusanov. So I'd still with Diaz. Diaz is still, for me, when you're talking about in the box, he's still our best centre back. But Diaz definitely needs to have a better season than he did last season. But yeah, I agree with the back five.
Yeah, Kusanov, he's going to get his chances.
Yeah.
He still plays a little hot, and Pep has been saying that he kind of wants him to kind of take his time, think a little bit more. I love the fact that he just runs in and slide tackles and tries to murder you. It reminds me of Otamendi. Like, that's kind of the vibes that it feels like, but he has the pace to recover in case if he ever does get beat or anything like that. I will be interested to watch, because Ruben Diaz, yeah, he's definitely been food a few times, getting like spun around, and we already know he's not the most agile and athletic guy. So it'll be interesting, but luckily that's what News is there for. Vardiol has some pace to him. Nori has some pace to him, so we don't necessarily have to rely on Diaz if he does get burned. All right, this midfield pairing is going to be super interesting because obviously Rodri is still out for another month.
Yeah.
It all seems like it's possibly going to be Vanders in the spot, but he likes getting up. We saw him score a brace against Palermo, so that's the only thing that I worry about, because even Kovacic, Pep was said that, hey, I like Kovacic too, but he finds himself getting way too far forward, and that holding midfield position. Yes,
Yeah.
move forward if you have the chances, but you got to read the situation and be able to drop back and anticipate bad things happening.
Is this the 11 that we want to see Pep play, or that we would want to play? Because for me, that would be two different things.
Oh, I guess go on. Like what do you expect Pep to play, and then what would you like to see?
I think Pep will play. I think he'll play Bernardo and Reinders. I think those will be the two that he'll play as the midfielders. Because I think Gundogan, it could be Gundogan.
Well, no, Bernardo is the captain, so he's going to be playing these games. That's fair.
That's one of the reasons I think, and Pep loves Bernardo. Like Pep, that's his guy. Like there's no City player I think that he's loved more than Bernardo. And he's one of those guys that through the good, through the bad, Pep will always start Bernardo. So I feel like Bernardo, and to be fair, he does give us that energy in midfield. So I do think, especially with the new way that we're playing with Pep Linders, Bernardo would suit it. But I would have wanted to see Nico Gonzalez. I would have wanted to see Nico Gonzalez play with Reinders. I think that those two, I feel like that allows Reinders to go up a little bit further. And I think that having a DM that actually is used to playing DM in Nico Gonzalez, Nico G, who hasn't gave us a reason. Like he hasn't gave us a reason to be worried about him. Like apart from maybe that one first half game against Leyton Orient where he came literally the day after. Every time we played him, he's been great. He's been good for us. So for me, I feel like Nico G, I feel like somebody that I feel sorry for him because he should be getting these minutes. But
he really should. Yeah, it should be him and Reinders. I would feel more comfortable with the midfield in case we lose the ball. The difference is we know Bernardo is always going to make the right decision. He's going to retain the ball. He's going to, do the thing that Pep wants him to do. But my thing with Nico is he gets caught on the ball a lot, but that was also what happened with Rodri a lot. His first season at City was he would beat the first person, and instead of just knocking the ball back, he would try to turn around and dribble up the pitch, and then someone would come and take the ball from him. And now our holding midfielder, who's supposed to be the first stop in our counter, is the reason why our counter is beginning, and it just sets us up in a bad spot. I would love to see Nico G and Reinders, but then that would mean that Bernardo is going to have to be the attacking midfielder. Actually, technically, it means Bernardo is going to be the right winger, and I don't ever want to see Bernardo at right wing ever again. I know it's going to happen because that's just Pep, but I truly never want to see that happen again ever.
Yeah, put the fries in the bag. That's what I was saying, man, to my friend, man. I'm like, yo, Bernardo Silva right wing. Nah, man,
we're cooked if that happens.
Not anymore. Like we can't do that anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so who do you think is it Shirky?
Yeah, man, a new number 10, Ryan Shirky. Come on, beef jerky, jerk chicken. You know what I'm saying? We got a few names for Cherky, but yeah, man, he's gonna have an amazing season. And then another hot take, he's gonna be better than Wirtz this season, and he only costed 30 mil, 40 mil. Listen, Wirtz is a good player, but come on.
That's a lot of money. Yeah. It's way more intense than Jack Grealish. Like all of the hate and intensity that Jack Grealish got, Wirtz has to get more. He has to get more.
He has to get more. And listen, I've started the hate watching, but obviously I won't be shameless. Obviously I'll finish we'll get to that as the season progresses. You know what I'm saying? But as one of those guys that always, likes to look at what everyone else is doing and seeing where we can improve. Yeah, I do think that Ryan Cherky is one of those players that is going to surprise people, I think, because he's not one-footed. He can play with both feet. And I think that that's a big, big advantage, because we've had a lot of players in our team, like Foden, who is heavily rely on that left foot, which isn't a problem. I'm not saying that that's a problem, but having somebody that can use both feet can make your situation so much more easier, especially when you're trying to replace like a De Bruyne.
Shout out to Dembele.
Shout out, man. Come on, shout out, man. And I hope that Cherky, you know what I hope happens, Crunk? I hope that Cherky gets to play that kind of like, do what kind of De Bruyne did sometimes, where he can maybe go beyond the winger, or he can go beyond the left wing and cross it in, or he can go beyond the right wing, cross it in. I hope that he can like really have a free role and isn't restricted. I think I really want to see him without the shuckles. I want to see him get that kind of Doku treatment of where go and like just go and enjoy yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see from Cherky.
Yeah. Man. All our new people who arrived this season, I want them to just all have some sort of goal contribution on Saturday. Okay, so who on the left do you think it's gonna be? Doku?
Yeah, man. Man, Doku, man. Pass to Doku on the left-hand side. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Big season for Doku. This is his time. I feel like, to be fair, it's going to be difficult. It is going to be difficult, you know, to retain that this season, because obviously, as we were just saying before, potentially we'll get Rodrigo, and then we've already got Marmoush. What happens to Marmoush? So that will be a massive battle. But I think if Doku can show what he does for Belgium, where, funnily enough, every time I watch Belgium, he actually scores and he actually assists. Every time I'm watching them, he's actually, you know, he's actually involved. He needs to do more of what he does at Belgium at City. And I feel like hopefully Pep can hopefully Ryan Aït-Nouri, he can be a big part of that and kind of having that connection with Doku, because I feel like with Doku, a lot of the time last season, he was kind of like trying to do things by himself. But I think now with Aït-Nouri, who's used to being a flying left back, I think that's going to help Doku. So, yeah, I'm hoping that he has a good season.
Yes, sir. I'm with you. Okay, well then, who do you think is going to be on the right?
Man, I think it's Oscar Bob, Oscar Bob, Ole. You know, I think it will be Oscar Bob. I know some people will probably disagree with me, and the majority of people will probably think it's going to be Foden, which is fair enough. But
yeah, I'm just not sure how healthy he is. Like, that's the thing that if he's healthy enough, then sure. But I wouldn't surprise me to see Oscar Bob start and then Foden come in for him at like the 62nd minute or something like that.
That was my thinking. And also preseason, I think Bob was one of the most liveliest guys, even in the Club World Cup. I think he was one of the guys that, and to be fair, he didn't have as much as he did. He was injured and he was recovering. A lot of the players they played like a full season and they were tired. They were coming off a long season. But I feel like Bob, he's refreshed. And I just think that Bob, I really do think that one of the reasons why that we're getting rid of Savinho, or one of the reasons why Savinho might want to leave, is because of Oscar Bob. Because I do think Oscar Bob is. You asked me a question before, Crunk, about McAtee, and you asked me about, could this be the Cole Palmer thing or Cole Palmer mistake? Oscar Bob is the Cole Palmer. He is the. If we did sell him, that would be a mistake. I really do think that. So, yeah, man, Oscar Bob, it's your time, man, to hopefully shine. And Nunes, I'm excited to see Nunes as well. I want to see Nunes tomorrow, you know, playing in that team with an Oscar Bob that can connect with other players. I think having an Oscar Bob, there'll be loads of times where he will play Nunes through. Nunes will be able to cross the ball. And that's one of Nunes' best attributes. Is that he's not afraid to cross the ball. Unlike Kyle Walker, that I love Kyle Walker, listen, club legend, best right back in the Premier history, but he couldn't cross a ball. You know, like at City, at Tottenham, he could cross a ball. But at City, every time he would try and cross a ball, it would land in Bro's end. So, you know, literally, you know, it's one of those ones where it's just like Nunes can actually cross and he can actually pick people out. So even against Fulham, again, look at what he did against Fulham. I think he picked out Gundo, or maybe not Gundo, but I remember there was a chance where he picked out Gundo at the end and at the start of the first half. So
there was a good chunk of the season that Nunes led the club in goal involvements. So it's he can find people. He's very good with. Yeah, he had 4 goals and 11 assists last year. So like that's very decent for a backup player playing right back. He was left wing, he was right back. He does whatever we need to for the club. And Once upon a time, that was Zinchenko. Everybody loved Zinchenko for like him just doing whatever he could do for the club, for him staying and fighting for his position. Everybody loved that. But Nunes gets so much hate. It's kind of wild.
For me, like obviously we know Haaland number 9, but I think that for me, when we're talking about Nunes, I think that especially if you guys, I don't know if anyone watching or Crunk, if you play FPL, but I think if for those that do and now are into FPL and Fantasy Premier League, Matheus Nunes, 5.5 mil defender, I think he'll be outstanding. I think even in real life, like forget FPL, I do think he'll have an amazing season for City. And I do think he's going to make right back his own position. And I don't think we're going to get a right back because I think he will be our right back for the future. But yeah, number 9, Haaland, man, I think this is his season. Get the golden boot back. Get his 3rd golden boot. I think this could be the season where he scores 100 Premier League goals already.
Let's go.
Let's go, man. You know, like literally, they always have the show that used to be on Sky Sports, and it would be the 100 goals, 100 club, and they would show players who scored their 100 goals. Haaland's, he's already scored. He's on a show where he could break that record in 3 years. 100 goals in 3 years. Some of the players, it takes them 6-7 years to score 100 goals. He's already doing it in 3, and I think he's just a freak. And I'm so happy that he signed a 10-year contract. I'm very, very, very happy because that guy for me, and people think that I exaggerate when I say this, but this guy is he is, in my opinion, he's the Abramovich, you know what I'm saying, of this generation. He is the 9 of this generation. He's the Lewandowski, he's the Benzema, he's the Eto'o, whoever you want to compare him, he is that guy. He's better, in my opinion, and I've always said this. If you want to talk about early careers, okay, you can say Mbappe was better. But as of right now, 2025, I think that Real Madrid would have suited Erling Haaland better than Mbappe. And I love Haaland, man. What a guy, man. I just hope that tomorrow, I hope that, and to be fair, we've seen Crook, he's been dropping in deep as well. So yeah. I'm just hoping to see a little bit more of that. I'm just hoping that he stays fit. That's my only, fingers crossed, man. And we need him to stay fit.
That's the big thing for the club as a whole this season is just stay fit, and they should be able to challenge for a title. Okay. This was a good show. This was great. We covered many topics, had some wonderful conversations. I appreciate you, my brother, for coming through and joining. Let's get this off the screen. Yeah, man. Hey, if you're around next week, let's just keep this running. Let's keep this going. It's always good to connect with you.
Well, let's get this going, man. I'm a big fan of what they call it. Obviously, people, make sure you're checking out Crunk Show, man. Make sure that you're checking up Shades of Blue. And obviously, I'm always a fan of, me, I'm always part of the wave. You know what? Whenever, I'm always part of the Shades of Blue family. And
yes, sir. You know the vibes. Let's go.
You guys cover the men's team, you cover the women's team, and you don't find passion like the way that you guys have passion for the club and the way that Crunk has passion and the people that I see as Shades of Blue for the club. It's rare to find that. So, I just love that, man. So thanks for having me on, man.
Appreciate you, brother. All right. Well, you have a good rest of your night, everybody. We will see you soon. Peace.